Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Becca. I'm a commercial driver and personal trainer. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I tried. Your girl tried the Optavia diet. Yeah, so there's not many videos on the anti-MLM talking about Optavia, so I thought I would start going into it. And I do plan on doing more videos that are deep diving into Optavia and everything about it, but I wanted to talk about it firsthand from my experience with the diet. Now I'm going to try and be as constructive as I can. I'm trying to not be super critical and bash and be like, oh my god, it sucks, it's horrible, blah 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 blah. But it's an MLM, so it's a multi-level marketing company. So let's first go over what Optavia is. Optavia is the MLM company to the company Medifast. So Medifast didn't start out as an MLM from what I know. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Medifast was not an MLM. They had the brick and mortar places that you go in and people help you to lose weight, get your health back on track, and everything like that. So Medifast created the multi-level marketing side called Optavia. It is their sister company, which from what I know now, Medifast and Optavia have completely broken off and they are no longer together and no longer a part of each other. Now, even though some of Optavia's products still say Medifast, they are not a part of Medifast anymore, and they are the multi-level marketing, aka legal pyramid scheme form company, and their distributors, much like Beachbody, are called coaches. And just like how Beachbody, you can get certified in the portion fix and the 2B mindset, you can get certified as a Optavia coach. It is around $185 to be certified in Optavia. That is not a personal training certification, and it is not a dietetics degree, nutrition certification, exercise science degree. It is literally a certificate that says I have knowledge about Optavia and the coaching side. Now, with Optavia, you get a life book and you get a book called The Habits of Health. Dr. A has created it. Like I said, when I dive deeper into Optavia and really dive deep into who Dr. A is and everything like that, I will be able to explain it better. But from the knowledge that I know, that Dr. A is the dietitian for this company. He has created The Habits of Health, and he pretty much helped to start this company. Now with Optavia, it's kind of like the Nutrisystem and the Atkins and the South Beach diet and everything. More so kind of like Jenny Craig, where you get the food shipped to you. Jenny Craig is more of just frozen meals. Same with Nutrisystem, it's more of just like those are frozen meals, whereas Optavia is literally processed. Everything is a powder, a shake, or a bar. They preach on that it gives you all of your nutrition and all of the vitamins and minerals that you need, and it's super healthy, when it's overpriced products that you can get in the store. Now, I am a macro coach. I coach macros. I preach eating whole food. With Optavia, you eat, depending on your program, which I tried the 5-in-1. But depending on your program, you eat 1, 2, or 3 what they call lean and greens, where you eat 4 ounces of a lean protein and 2 cups of a vegetable. Preferably a very low starchy vegetable like leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, green beans, Brussels sprouts, things like that. They want you to avoid carrots and any starchy vegetables. It is very, very restrictive. You have a condiment guide of condiments that are approved. You can only have a certain amount, so you can have 3 condiments a day. You can't have any junk food. They don't want you tracking this in MyFitnessPal, I'm at Acros Plus. And I will get to that. And you have to eat 6 times a day every 2 to 3 hours. Now, science has proven that there is no magical number of meals that you need to eat in a day. You can have 3 meals, 1 meal, 2 meal, 5, 6, 8, 12. You can eat all freaking day long because it comes down to calories in versus calories out. They preach to eat within an hour of waking up because your body is in a catabolic state, blah, blah, blah. Well, again, science has proven that that is false. That's why we have intermittent fasting. Your body really doesn't know the difference. Your body is in a constant state of burning calories. You burn them when you sleep, you burn them when you get up. It's all about how many calories you are eating versus how much you are burning. So if you are burning 3,000 calories a day and you want to lose weight, you want to eat 2,500 calories or less a day. So it really doesn't matter how often you're eating, how big or small your meals are, if you eat right when you get up, or if you wait a couple hours, or even wait until you're done work for the day and then you eat. It's literally proven that, especially if you're in a dieting phase, that it is helpful to a lot of people, because when they are dieting, now everybody diets on a different amount of calories. Some people can diet off of 3,000, some people have to drop up to 1,200. It all depends on you and your body and who you are. But it makes it so you can eat bigger meals and not feel the effects of your diet. Even though when you are in any sort of dieting phase, you are going to be hungry. That is completely inevitable. You can't avoid being hungry, and that is okay. It is okay to be a little bit hungry. It is okay to be hungry. Whether you are dieting or not, it is 100% okay to feel hunger. We should not be eating 24/7. That's counterproductive to everything. It's going to make you gain weight, and it's just not going to be good for your body. Even if you are super, super active, you should not be eating 24/7. So, but anyway, so you eat every 2 to 3 hours, and you either do a shake packet, a bar. They have a lot of bars. Or you can make microwavable brownies, microwavable cookies, microwavable pastas, microwavable biscuits, microwavable mashed potatoes. Everything is literally in a powder form that you add water to. How is that healthy? Personally, I do not care how many vitamins and minerals are being put into that. You should not be eating processed food like that 24/7. Now, when I say processed, I do not mean frozen fruits and vegetables, canned fruits and vegetables, meats and everything like that. Pretty much everything is processed in some way. But when I say processed, I mean like granola bars, pretty much fake potatoes, a powder biscuit, a powder cookie, like things like that. You know, granola bars, protein cookies, protein bars, all of those are processed. Now, I do eat protein bars, but I'm not eating them 24/7, and I'm not eating them for every single meal. Nothing replaces whole foods. Nothing does. I usually alternate, for my own breakfast, I alternate between eggs with spinach, maybe a little bit of cheese if I do the egg yolk or not, or if I want to get a little bit more fats earlier in the day, because, you know, whatever my day will be, as I am now a dump truck driver, so I do not know, I'm not going to know what my day is going to bring, so I can have a higher fat meal in the morning, and that will hold me over for the rest of the day. Fats keep you full. You need to have a moderate amount and a balance of your proteins, carbs, and fats, because it keeps you energized, it keeps you burning your fat, it keeps your fat oxidizing, it keeps your brain functioning, your body functioning how it should. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So usually my breakfast is eggs with spinach and either oatmeal or toast or bagel or something like that. So I have my eggs with a carb, and then I have some fruit. Depending on what I do is if I mash up the fruit and I put it on my toast or whatever, put it in my oatmeal, or I just have it on the side if it's fresh. If it's frozen, I might heat it up, mash it up, and do something like that. You know, or I might have avocado toast, which again, is if I'm trying to hold myself over and not be hungry in a couple hours. And then for lunch, I will typically do leftovers from the night before, because I do try and cook healthy meals, protein with every single meal, beef, pork, turkey, chicken, you know, some seafood and fish, and then I'll add in a veggie and use whatever leftover carb I had the night before, whether it was potatoes or rice or pasta or something like that. And then I might add in a fat as well, depending on if my meat was fatty or if I put anything extra into my carb. So that's what a typical lunch for me looks like. And then my dinner is pretty healthy along the same lines of lunch, whether I'm doing leftovers or I'm making something new. So I do try and use lean cuts of protein. Sometimes they are fattier cuts of meat. If it's a fattier cut of pork or a fattier cut of beef, or if I'm doing a bratwurst or, you know, a beef hot dog or something like that. I know they say the grass-fed is best, but, you know, I try and be as healthy and lean as I can with my meats. But your girl enjoys a good bratwurst. Again, calories in versus calories out. And I'm not eating fatty cuts of meat 24/7 all day, every day. And then, you know, I'll have, if I'm hungry, I'll have something before I go to bed. Maybe like a bowl of ice cream, or, you know, a couple cookies or something like that. And then I keep granola bars and protein bars, or fruit with hummus or dressing or peanut butter or veggies, you know, things like that for my snacks in between. Or I might have a yogurt as a snack with some fruit, things like that. So it's like eating whole foods, you know, eating a lot of whole foods, fresh foods, a lot of proteins. And normally I eat about 2 to 3 cups of vegetables a day and 1 to 2 servings of fruit a day. I mean 2 to 3 servings of vegetables a day and 1 to 2 servings of fruit typically. And then I take all of my vitamins in the morning as insurance, in case, you know, I'm either just not eating a lot that day, or I've been busy, or it's just one of those days where, you know, we all have our days where we eat like crap. We are human. We have those days. It is fine. But this diet is where everything is literally processed, and they just put vitamins in it to make it seem healthy. And then the only actual vegetable that you eat is for your dinner. And so they tell you to avoid fruit. They tell you to avoid a lot of dairy. They tell you to avoid fat. They tell you to avoid sugar. It's a very, very low fat, low carb, low protein diet. I tracked everything. I've been tracking everything. And when you follow it to a T, you're eating like 1,100 calories. Now, I'm 5'2". I don't need 3,000 calories, 2,500 calories. But in a dieting phase, I'm eating anywhere from 14 to 16, 16 to 18, and then my maintenance is around 2,100. I'm very, very active. I work out every single day, and you know, I try and have active jobs. Yes, a dump truck driver isn't going to be the most active, but it's still more active than a bus, because you know, you still have to get in and out of your truck. You still have to clean up the debris after you've dumped your loads. You still have to you still have to walk across the yards and walk across wherever you're at. So it is still pretty active. It's just not, you know, lifting pallets and stuff, if I say worked for like a roofing company or something like that. But so you're only eating that much, and first couple of days you're gonna feel pretty good. You're not gonna feel too hungry, but you hit a wall fast. You start to feel super hungry. You start to feel tired. It got to the point where I had to literally pretty much fall off the plan. Not necessarily, okay, falling off is not the right word, because I was still eating, but I would add more into my dinner, and I would add more into my end of the night fueling meal. They call their food fuelings. I would have to add in more just so I wasn't passing out the next day. It came to a head on Saturday. Now I work a side job driving a rollback in cars for a local dealership. We go from an auction in Pennsylvania and take cars to various dealerships within the state of Maryland and everything like that. And on Saturday, it came to a head when I was hooking up a car and I almost passed out. I don't know. I stood up and I felt myself blacking out. And I had my shake, I had a bar. That's all I had yet. I hadn't had my lunch yet. So I definitely added in more food that day, because I can't function like that. You know, no one can function like that. If you are standing up and almost blacking out, and you didn't even stand up too fast, like, you know how when you stand up way too fast and everything just spins? That's different than what I'm talking about. When you just pick something up, and say you're at the store and you pick something up from a bottom shelf and you go and put it into your cart and you almost black out, something is wrong. You're either eating too little, your blood sugar dropped, your blood pressure dropped, or there's something else going on. For me, I knew I was just not eating enough. I knew I was not eating enough. So I have been adding in more food, and I haven't been following the plan to a T, because it's a very restrictive plan. This is why I preach macros, because especially if you have struggled with food addictions and eating disorders your entire life, and please, if you're struggling from food addiction or a eating disorder, please seek professional help. See a registered dietitian, see a psychologist, see a therapist, get outpatient or inpatient treatment, whatever you need. Do not just find a regular fitness coach, or don't fall for a coach under Beachbody, Optavia, Herbalife, or anything like that. Go and seek professional help. But anyway, if you struggle with any of that, but that's why I preach macros, because restriction does not work for everybody. With macros, you do get to a point where, yeah, you do have to be more strict, because you're in a dieting phase. You have to choose the better options over the junk. Depending on how low your calories are, you may not be able to fit a cookie in, or ice cream or something like that, because if, say, you're nearing the end of your diet and you are at 1,200 calories, you don't want to eat something super dense. You want to eat something that is more voluminous, which is more vegetables, because it has the fiber. It'll make you feel fuller for longer. You know, you want to substitute, say, cauliflowered rice and do zoodles for pasta. That you're going to have to make some adjustments, and you're going to have to adjust a couple things. But that's the joy of macros, is if you're having a day where you're really craving a cookie and you're in a dieting phase, it may take up a good chunk of your macros to have, you know, go to the gas station, get a big cookie that's like 300 calories. Is it the best option for you? No, it's not. But at least you can make it work. Even if you don't have the whole thing, you can take a bite of it and you can make that work, because a lot of times you don't need the full cookie. You just need a little bite of it and then you'll be good to go and you can stay on track. With tracking macros and even just regular tracking calories, it's a lot easier for you to stick to it and sustain it, because along the way you are learning your portion sizes, you are learning what your body needs to lose weight and to maintain your weight, and you're really learning about nutrition, what fuels you, what works for your body, what makes you feel good, and everything that goes into the foods that you eat. With something like Optavia, they preach to learn about nutrition, and you really learn how to maintain it. But the problem is, and I've read a little bit of this, that even when you reverse out of it and you go from the 5 and 1 to the 4 and 2 to the 3 and 3, even though they preach, oh, you kick out the bad habits and you learn new habits, you're not really learning. You're learning how to live on the program. So you're in a constant cycle of, you come off of it, you go back to your old ways, and then you go back on the program. It's still that vicious cycle unless along the way you are truly taking the time to learn and study nutrition. You're tracking how much you are eating, you're keeping log, you're keeping track, and you're taking time to study. The program that I did was the 5 and 1. It is on a auto ship, so watch that. I backed mine up to June to appease my coach. Come June, I'm going to cancel it because I'm not continuing. Everything that is in the kit you can get at the store for a heck of a lot cheaper. But I did the 5 and 1, where you have 5 of their fuelings a day, and then the 1 lean and green. Now the 4 and 2 is 4 fuelings, 2 lean and greens. The 3 and 3 is the 3 fuelings, 3 lean and greens. So it basically transitions you off. But even when you come off, you're still eating such low calories that when you start adding in those carbs again and you start adding in those fats again, guess what happens? You rebound. You rebound and you gain that weight back and then some, and then you feel like you need to go back onto the Optavia diet, and the cycle continues. And it's an endless cycle. But I was on the 5 and 1, and that is what I did. I did cheat it, and I was still having a carb with my dinner, and it still didn't make much of a difference with the calories. It would only make it, what, instead of 1,000 or 1,100, it'd be 12. It really wasn't a lot. So like I said, I started tweaking it along the way, and was it a good learning experience? Yes, but this is not something that I would ever coach with, because it's not sustainable. It is very restrictive, and it's a multi-level marketing company. You are supporting a terrible business model. Now let me get to how much this kit cost. This kit cost $400. Now I got it because they were running a deal, and it was $300 so I could make this video. I wanted to make this video. Hate to say it, I hate supporting these companies. I wanted to do it and try it so I can come on and make this video for you guys. So if anybody is watching and they want to try this, you know, it gives them something to think about. I know the video is all over the place, but it gives you something to think about. But I got it for $300, but it is normally around $400 to $430, depending on taxes and shipping and everything like that. Now, the distribution center is out of my home state. So obviously, free shipping, very low taxes. It comes in within a couple days. They want you to make a whole video of posting your kit, and you gotta keep log. Like, it's great. You get to keep log of your weight. You're taking pictures to show your progress. You're weighing things with a food scale. You're weighing, you're measuring. You're learning portion sizes, but you can do that without buying a $400 kit. And if you really want to implement like some of the bars, go to the store. You have Aldi, where they have the meal type snack bars, which same macros, same calories, but nothing can replace whole food. You can do all of this for a heck of a lot cheaper by hiring a actual coach, by hiring somebody who is qualified, who is going to teach you macros and calories. And if they're anything like me, I also focus on the mental health aspect as well. And I do implement learning new habits, kicking out the old habits. That's something that I have now started to do, because we do need to kick out the bad habits and get new habits. So that is still something that I do. That's something that I am implementing with my clients. But get somebody that's going to really teach you and walk you through it, because when you are doing macros, you are learning what your body needs to lose weight, to maintain, to gain. You are learning what is in the food, what makes up the food that you are eating, and you're really seeing how your food choices can affect you, and how you might be eating more than you think you are, because you're not weighing your food, you're not portioning your food, and you're just not paying attention to it. And it helps to really stop the mindless snacking, the boredom snacking, and the emotional eating. So that's just my thoughts on this diet. No, I am not continuing. I literally did it to make this video, and 10 out of 10 I would not recommend. The food doesn't taste much better than what you would find in a store. It has a little bit more of an aftertaste, and I definitely do not recommend eating every single meal and snack out of a powder. But please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave me suggestions for other videos. If there's products and stuff you want me to try and do a review, I can absolutely do that. And I'm also going to find what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back into my MLM dupe videos, and next time I go grocery shopping, I'm going to show you dupes for the Optavia Diet. So if you're thinking about it, let me show you some dupes. And if you're thinking about doing it, get with me and I will teach you macros. I will catch you on my next video. Bye!